Point 1. What is story listening and why does it work? Now relax. You don't need to take notes. You don't need to memorize rules. You don't need to repeat yet. Just listen. Today we're going to talk about one of the most powerful and natural ways to learn English, story listening, or learning through stories. And no, it's not a trend. It's not a magical technique. It's not entertainment without purpose. It's a form of learning deeply aligned with how the human brain works. Story listening means learning English by listening to comprehensible stories, stories you can follow, understand, and enjoy, even if you don't understand every word. It's not about listening to just any story. It's about listening to the right story, at the right level, at the right moment. Because the brain does not learn languages with lists. It learns with meaning. It learns with context. It learns with emotion. And stories have exactly that. When you listen to a story, your brain doesn't feel like it's in class. It doesn't feel tested. It doesn't feel pressured. It feels safe. And when the brain feels safe, it learns. That is key. Now think about this. From a young age, human beings learn through stories. Before reading. Before writing. Before studying. We listen to stories. We listen to tales. We listen to experiences. And without realizing it, we learned words, structures, emotions, and meaning. That doesn't change when we learn a second language. The adult brain still works the same way. What changes is that many times we force it. Story listening removes that pressure. Now, why does it work so well for learning English? Because a story activates multiple areas of the brain at the same time. It activates the sound area. It activates the meaning area. It activates the visual area, when you imagine the scene. It activates the emotional area, when you care about what is happening. And the more areas that participate, the stronger the learning. That's why a word learned inside a story stays with you, while a word memorized from a list is forgotten. In story listening, you don't listen to isolated words. You listen to situations. You know who the character is. You know where they are. You know what they want. You know what problem they have. And that context makes the language make sense. Now, something very important. Story listening is not listening to difficult stories. It's not putting on an advanced movie. It's not listening to fast podcasts without support. That is not story listening. That is noise. Story listening is listening to stories adapted to your level, where you understand most of the message. Not everything. But enough. That middle point where you say, I understand almost everything. I can follow the story. Sometimes I don't understand a word, but it doesn't matter. That is the perfect point. That's where the brain learns. Because it's not struggling. It's flowing. Now imagine this. You're listening to a simple story in English. The narrator speaks clearly. The sentences are natural. The rhythm is calm. Suddenly, a new word appears. You don't translate it. You don't stop. You don't worry. The story continues. The word appears again. At another moment. In another sentence. And without realizing it, you start to understand it. Not because someone explained it to you, but because your brain connected it to the story. That is real acquisition. That is story listening. And the best part is this. You don't need special talent. You don't need to be good at languages. You just need to expose yourself to the right language, in the right way. In the next point, we're going to go deeper into what happens inside the brain when you listen to stories in English and why this method creates fluency naturally. For now, take a deep breath. You are not studying English. You are starting to acquire it. Principio del formulario. Final del formulario. Point 2. What happens in the brain when you learn English through stories? Now we're going to go a little deeper. To understand why story listening works so well, you need to understand something essential. The brain does not learn languages the way it learns mathematics. It doesn't learn with rules. It doesn't learn with long explanations. It doesn't learn by memorizing. The brain learns languages through exposure, through repetition, and through meaning. When you listen to a comprehensible story in English, your brain is not trying to translate word by word. It's not analyzing grammar. It's not thinking consciously. It's doing something much more powerful. It's detecting patterns. The human brain is a pattern machine. It hears sounds. It notices repetitions. It connects sounds with situations. It associates structures with meaning. And stories give the brain the perfect environment to do that. Now think about this. When you hear phrases like, "How are you?" "I'm fine." "Nice to meet you." No one needs to explain the rule to you. No one needs to tell you why it's said that way. After hearing it many times, in different stories and situations, you simply know when to use it. That's not studying. That's acquisition. Now let's look at what happens inside the brain when you listen to a story. While you're listening, several areas are activated at the same time. The auditory area is activated, which processes sounds. The meaning area is activated, which understands what's happening. The visual area is activated, when you imagine the scene. And the emotional area is activated, when the story matters to you. The more areas that participate, the stronger the connection becomes. That's why a story is remembered. And a list of words is forgotten. The brain remembers experiences, not definitions. Now let's talk about time. The brain needs time and repetition to acquire a language. It doesn't learn everything in one day. It doesn't learn everything in 1 week. It learns little by little. In a cumulative way. Each time you hear a structure inside a story, it becomes more familiar. At first, you recognize it. Then you understand it. After that, you anticipate it. And finally, you use it. Without thinking. That is fluency. Fluency is not speaking fast. Fluency is not translating. And stories help with that because they maintain the flow of meaning. Now something very important. When you try to speak too early, the brain blocks itself. Why? Because it doesn't have enough internal patterns yet. It's like trying to sing a song you've never heard. It doesn't work. That's why the natural order is this. First, listen. Then, understand. After that, repeat mentally. And only then, speak. Story listening respects that natural order. Now let's talk about memory. Memory doesn't work well under pressure. When there is stress, the brain shuts down. Attention drops. Retention decreases. But when you listen to a story calmly, without pressure, without evaluation, the opposite happens. Attention increases. Comprehension improves. Connections become stronger. That's why story listening should not feel like an exam. It should feel like listening to an interesting story. Now something key. The brain learns sounds before words. First, it recognizes rhythm. Then intonation. Then pauses. And only after that, individual words. That's why listening to stories is so powerful, especially at the beginning. Listening builds the foundation. Reading comes later. Writing comes later. Without a solid listening foundation, everything else feels difficult. Now imagine this. You listen to stories in English every day. Not for hours. But consistently. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. 30 minutes. Every day. The brain begins to recognize the language as something familiar. It stops seeing it as something strange. And when something feels familiar, it stops being scary. That is the moment when learning accelerates. Now an important truth. The brain learns better when you don't force it. It learns better when you trust the process. Your job is not to control the learning. Your job is to expose yourself to the right language, in the right format. The brain will do the rest. In the next point, we're going to see how to use story listening correctly in your daily routine, so that this method really works. For now, take a deep breath. You are learning. Even if you don't feel it yet. Principio del formulario. Final del formulario. Point 3. How to use story listening correctly in your daily routine. Now that you understand what story listening is and what happens inside the brain, let's move on to the most important part. Practical application. Because story listening doesn't work by accident. It works when it's used in the right way. First, let's talk about quantity. You don't need to listen to English all day. You don't need to spend hours. The key is not quantity. The key is quality. 15 minutes of a good, comprehensible story are much more effective than 2 hours of difficult content. Start with short sessions. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. 30 minutes. But do it every day. Consistency is more important than intensity. Now let's talk about the type of stories. Not every story works. Stories must meet 3 basic conditions. First condition. They must be comprehensible. You should understand the general idea without effort. If you need to pause constantly, if you get lost, if you feel frustrated, the story is too difficult. Lower the level. That's not going backward. That's moving forward intelligently. Second condition. Stories must have clear context. Defined characters. Clear situations. Understandable actions. The brain needs to know what's happening in order to connect the language with meaning. Third condition. Stories must be interesting to you. If you don't care about the story, the brain shuts down. Emotion keeps attention alive. Now let's see how to listen correctly. When you listen to a story in English, your attitude is key. Don't listen like a student. Listen like a person. Listen to understand the story. Don't listen to analyze words or rules. If a new word appears, don't chase it. Let it pass. If it's important, it will come back. And when it comes back, the context will help you understand it. Now let's talk about repetition. Repetition is a natural part of story listening. Listening to the same story several times is not boring. It's smart. The first time, you understand the general idea. The second time, you understand more details. The third time, the language feels familiar. And when something feels familiar, the brain adopts it. That is acquisition. Now something very important. Don't combine story listening with constant translation. Translating breaks the flow of the story. Train your brain to understand directly in English. Use mental images. Imagine the scenes. Visualize the characters. That connects the language with real meaning, not with words in Spanish. Now let's talk about the time of day. The best time to listen to stories is when you are relaxed. Not when you are stressed. Not when you are mentally tired. It can be in the morning. It can be while walking. It can be before going to sleep. Choose a calm moment. And repeat it every day. Make it a habit. Something automatic. Like brushing your teeth. Now listen to this carefully. Don't try to measure your progress every day. Progress is not linear. One day you'll understand a lot. Another day you'll understand less. That's normal. Learning happens silently. Suddenly, one day, you realize it. You understand more. You recognize phrases. You anticipate words. Without knowing exactly when it happened. That means it's working. Now an important warning. Don't turn story listening into studying. Don't pause every sentence. Don't analyze every word. Don't look for rules. That is not story listening. That is analysis. And analysis does not create fluency. The right intention is simple. Listen to understand. Listen to enjoy. Listen to follow the story. In the next and final point, we're going to talk about the most common mistakes, how to avoid them, and how to close this method effectively so that it becomes part of your life. For now, take a deep breath. You're doing it right. Principio del formulario. Final del formulario. Point 4. Common mistakes, the right mindset, and closing the method. Now we're going to talk about something very important. Mistakes. Because story listening works. But it only works when you avoid certain habits that block learning. The first common mistake is this. Choosing stories that are too difficult. Many people think, if I listen to advanced stories, I'll learn faster. That's not true. When the story is too difficult, you don't understand the message. You get lost. You feel frustrated. And when there is frustration, the brain shuts down. The solution is simple. Lower the level. Choosing easy stories is not going backward. It's moving forward intelligently. The second common mistake is translating everything mentally. This habit is very strong. But it's also very harmful. When you translate, you break the rhythm of the story. You lose the meaning. You tire the mind. The solution is not to fight the translation. The solution is to ignore it. Keep listening. Trust the context. The third common mistake is wanting to speak too soon. The pressure to speak blocks fluency. Speaking is a consequence. It's not the starting point. First, listen. First, understand. The words will come on their own. The fourth common mistake is listening irregularly. Listening today. Then nothing for a week. That doesn't create patterns. The brain needs constant contact. Better a little every day. Then a lot just once. The fifth common mistake is turning story listening into studying. Pausing every sentence. Analyzing every word. Looking for rules. That's not listening to stories. That's analysis. And analysis does not create fluency. The solution is to change the intention. Listen to understand. Listen to enjoy. Now let's talk about the right mindset. Trust the process. Learning doesn't always feel like learning. Sometimes it seems like nothing is happening. But the brain is working. Silently. Don't look for immediate results. Look for consistency. Look for calm. Look for enjoyment. Now listen to this carefully. You don't need special talent. You don't need to be good at languages. You need the right method. And story listening is that method. If you listen to stories in English every day, calmly, with interest, without pressure, the language enters. It stays. And one day, when you least expect it, you understand more. You recognize phrases. You think in English. And then, you speak. Naturally. Fluently. Without translation. That is the real result. Now let's close. Take a deep breath. Remember this. You are not studying English. You are acquiring English. And that changes everything.